Today we're going to go out and show you how to do S-turns. S-turns are a private pilot maneuver. Basically, it's all about learning to control the airplane at a lower elevation, roughly 600 to 1,000 feet above the ground. And the trick here is to maintain equiradius semicircles as you're going across this parallel surface. Preferably want to pick a parallel area. So preferably want to pick like a road where the wind is perpendicular to it, going perpendicular to it, and you fly these S-turns, again, around 600 to 1,000 feet above the ground. And that's what we're going to do today for demonstration. Keep my eyes out for deer. I saw one a few minutes ago. All right. Runway soon. Here we go. So we're going to climb in altitude a little bit. We're going to head west to a highway that runs north-south because the winds are running west. And we're going to show you how to do some S-turns. S-turns are a private pilot maneuver. They're performed usually between 600 to 1,000 feet above the ground. And the trick is to maintain equiradius semicircles as you're going from one side of the line, in this case the highway, to the other. And the trick to doing that is adjusting when you make the turns and how steep you make the bank angles based on whether or not you have a tailwind or a headwind. Boy, that heat is warm. Warm on the feet, not so warm on the body. It's a relatively cool December 3rd morning. Not seeing any ice out on the water yet on the bigger lakes, but it should be happening soon as we're now starting to finally get some chillier temperatures. Definitely chilly out today. I think it was 18 to 21 degrees, depending on where I was on my ride into the airport today. So going over this S-turn maneuver, you want to do it about 600 to 1,000 feet above the ground. And the trick is to develop the skills by adjusting to the winds, whether you get a headwind or tailwind, such as your main equiradius type turns around the path that you're perpendicularly crossing over. And so how you do this is if you have your tailwind, once you cross over, let's say in this case the road, we'll go pretty much right into our turn, relatively a steep bank, and then as we get about halfway around, we'll start shallowing out that bank and just to like a medium bank, and as we pretty much make the turn into the wind, we'll start shallowing the bank even further. 081. And if we do it right, should be wings parallel as we cross over the road in this case. Now with the headwind, we don't want to start making that same turn so quickly with the headwind. We're going to come out a little bit further and kind of crab as we make our bank turn, a very shallow turn, crab into the wind. If we were to make the turn too quickly right away, the wind would just kind of push us back over the road, and we'd have this very short radius semicircle that we'd create. So at the moment I'm flying at 3,000 feet. We'll bring our altitude down here shortly as we near the highway. This is Route 93 here in New Hampshire. Basically goes from New Hampshire, central northern Hampshire, all the way down to Massachusetts, down toward Boston, south of Boston, toward the Cape Cod area. And I'm beginning to see the highway off to my 2 o'clock. Got a hill there, so we're going to basically stay just south of this hill, and then basically do S-turns back and forth, working our way south, going effectively east and west loops across the highway. So I'm going to go ahead and begin to descend. At the moment I have a tailwind, sorry, a headwind. We're going to enter this maneuver, I think initially we'll enter this maneuver at approximately 1,800 feet based on the elevation of this area around here. And we'll do it with the tailwind to start. So there's 93 right below me. Actually, we could just start it right here. So we're about 2,000 feet, and we have this headwind. There's 93 off my left wing. And so I've crossed the highway, but I'm delaying a little bit to make this turn because I've got this headwind. And if I just started making a steep bank turn right now, the wind would just blow me back onto this highway, such I'd have a very small radius turn. So as you can see, I'm going into the turn. I'm going to level off here close around 1,800 feet. And as I get further into the turn, I'll steepen up my bank. And the trick here is to maintain the same altitude and the same equidistance to the highway as on the west side or the east side of the loop. And as you'll notice, as I continue to make the turn and it becomes more of a tailwind, I'll steepen up the bank. And the road is not so straight line here. We don't have such straight lines here in New Hampshire as they do in other parts of the country. So there's 93, crossing over wings level. Now I've got this tailwind. And I'm going to wait till I get on the other side of the highway. I'm going to start this turn a little sooner and a little steeper. Because the wind's going to push me away from me.
Travis car 160 right there.
And in this case, as I go from a tailwind to headwind, I'll shallow it out as I reapproach the highway. Trick staying coordinated, making sure I maintain my altitude, airspeed staying roughly the same. And as I come rolling out of this, I should be wings level. Right about there. Not the straightest road, but it goes north to south. And so now I've got this headwind again. I'm going to delay for a few seconds before starting to roll into this, and I'm going to kind of crab into this turn with the shallow turn to begin with. So you see here, it's a shallow bank turn. As I get halfway around, I start to steepen it up. Kind of a medium bank. Roughly, it looks like around 15 degrees of bank. And as I get almost all the way around, it becomes more of a tailwind. I'm steepening up the bank. And now the wind's pushing me back toward the highway. And I should roll out level wings just as I'm crossing over the highway. We'll do another one to the right. Now, this is a tailwind. So I'm going to go into this one a little bit sooner and steeper, as that wind's going to push me away far away. So I got to make this happen a little quicker, or else I'll have this big wide loop here. And as I get more than halfway around, I'll start to shallow out the bank.
Come on, Joey.
And I continue to shallow out. Level wings here as I cross over the highway. And we'll do one more. Again, we've got this headwind again, coming from the west. We're delaying for a few seconds longer. Then we're going to go into it shallow to begin with. Kind of crabbing our way out there a little bit further. As we get more into the turn, we'll steepen up the bank. Get further into the turn, we're really going to steepen it up to maybe 20 to 30 degrees of bank. About 20 degrees it looks like here. Then as we cross over, wings level. Wings are parallel with the highway. We'll go do another one to our right. And the wind is on our rear, so we got to go into this a little quicker and a little steeper angle. Right around 25 degree bank here. And as I get more around, it becomes more of a headwind. I'll start to shallow out. And as I cross over the highway, I should be squared up, wings level, and maintaining altitude and same airspeed. That is how you do S turns. Hopefully you found that useful. If you did, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you get notified when I come out with my next video.